Hi, my name is Randy Russ with Ashland. Now, recently I had the opportunity to spend some time with the Case IH people in Arizona operating the Cbx Drive Transmission on the new 540 scraper tractor, as well as the traditional 540 Powershift transmission. Now, after I have the ability to run back and forth with the same size scraper in the same dirt, going from one tractor to the next and back and forth again, I'm a complete believer in the Cbx Drive transmission for a number of reasons. There's a lot of things you can kind of add into it, the fuel savings. But let me tell you, just by operating the controls was something that just jumped out at me right away when operating these two machines. So I set my camera gimbal up on that support arm, basically by the radio, looking down to the controls. So first of all, I'm running this power shift. I'm getting it up to 6th gear while I start loading this particular material. So I'm shifting it up, and then basically I start controlling the blade by using remote number 1. By pushing it forward, I'm moving the blade into cut. As that scraper begins to load, I'll kind of move that blade back and forth to make sure I keep my RPMs up, my ground speed up. As the scraper starts to fill up, I have to downshift. Hold the toggle button, now I downshifted to 5th gear, and I can even go back to the remotes and control that blade function. As the RPMs start to load up, the scraper gets more loaded up, I have to downshift, now I'm in 4th gear. And it continues back and forth between the gear shift and the hydraulic controls. So now I'm in 4th gear, and as I continue to load that scraper, now I just went to 3rd gear, because I'm basically just about the scraper loaded up, trying to get that last little bit in here. Now the scraper may be fully loaded, so I pull back the apron and the lift circuit completely. Now I'm upshifting up through the gears to get to my transport speed that I want to carry that dirt to the second site. Now let me show you the Cbx transmission. Now let's tell you about the setup on the transmission. There's a transmission sensitivity button. I push it, and they basically get 3 luminous lights that show up on that transmission response time. Engage the auto differential locks. Now the throttle you see I move forward is potential throttle, and I move the left throttle up to about 1200 RPMs. So now I set my target speed to about the same amount of miles per hour the 6th gear got me. As you can see, the tractor's trying to achieve that maximum speed that I try to set that target speed up. There's no back and forth between a shift down. I'm just simply operating the hydraulic controls. So I move the blade in, pull it back out. I don't need to be reaching back and forth between the downshifting to keep that engine RPMs up, keep my ground speed up. I simply activate those hydraulics and make those subtle adjustments, and the tractor's making all those adjustments to the transmission for itself. All I need to do is simply just operate the blade control, raise the scraper up when it's got it fully loaded, and raise the machine and go to the second site. Then I can simply toggle up to the speed range 2 to get to my transport speed to unload that dirt. This made a huge experience difference when I'm operating the scraper in the Cbx Drive transmission versus the Powershift. So simply all that back and forth between downshifting, running hydraulics, downshifting some more, and then basically the scraper fully up, pull both levers back, upshifting back and forth. You don't have any of that. And the shifting on the Cbx, you barely even feel it. It's like driving an automatic car. When you accelerate and decelerate, you don't see the big shift changes like you'd see typically in a mechanical transmission, or even like running APM mode in a power shift. I tell you what, guys, I came away, I'm a firm believer of that Cbx tractor, because not only just the fuel savings it's going to do for you, because it's not running that tractor on full throttle. Now, if you notice again, I was operating that machine full throttle, got the scraper loaded up, upshifted up to the miles per hour I wanted to be at, but I didn't pull the throttle back. The Cbx transmission does all that for you. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm a big believer in the Cbx Drive transmissions from Case IH.